Welcome to the Gene Key of the Day. I have the wonderful opportunity to be here today with this brilliant creature, Heather Beckett. And she really is an embodiment of this key, the 19th gene key that we are in this week. And before I start asking her questions, because she's probably got some beautiful poetry to say about this archetype, I just wanted to contextualize that, you know, this key 19 is very much about relationship. Everything that we learn about in the qualities, we bring them into, well, how is this alive in my relationships? This key it exists in the space between us and life. And Heather actually played a very powerful role in my life when she cast me and my now husband Theo in her play that she wrote that was all about the true embodiment of love on the planet. And we got to play the hero couple that moved literally through the arc of going from codependence, which is the shadow, into working through all of our personal journeys of karma to be able to meet each other in that incredible sense of sacrifice and sensitivity that this key really is imbued with. And at the end of the production, that was the moment that Theo proposed to me on stage on the debut night of the performance. So Heather plays a very mythical and important role in my life, and so it's very perfect that you're here doing this key with me.
Thanks, Amma.
Yeah.
It's so great to hear that love story again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Heather is many things, and one of them is a playwright and a writer and a dancer, and we could just continue that list. She's a polymath of sorts, and you have the 19th in your sequence.
I do. The 19th key is my evolution, which is super appropriate because the 19th key is all about evolution and mutation.
Right.
And what I'm really excited about the 19th key right now, because I was tuning into what is, as the 19th key, as the key of the week, what's going on that is that. And I think that the 19th key is the ultimate nature key. It's basically like us as the mind of nature, and each of us carrying some aspect of the mind of nature, which is our love. You know, when we're loving what we're loving, we're in our fullest nature, and that is like our unity through the 19th key. And it feels like a very exciting moment in the world that way, and in terms of any place that we as individuals are really embodying that, loving what we love and choosing that and putting all of our attention there and discovering that self-nature in a gift to the larger nature, that things are just working in that beautiful synthesis that they do. And then anywhere where we're in that struggle of separating from the unified nature, and where we're not finding our own nature, or we're compromising it in our codependency with relations to other people, relations to food or substances, relations to old thought patterns, anything that's a compromised sense of our nature where we're going outside of ourselves becomes this expression of codependency. And so the light's kind of shining on any of those struggles in the shadow work, inviting us, like, how can you come back into unity consciousness, into the mind of Gaia, by like really rocking your Gaia senses.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, like going out and like really like being in nature, or what are some ways that you embody that? Like what do you do?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's always different. I think the sense of nature as like something separate from just me being a human is kind of what breaks down as I'm moving into that gift of sensitivity, as any one of us is in that sensitivity, whatever it is that we love to do, whether it's cooking or making artificial intelligence or singing or dancing, that becomes us being nature. And so,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I think it's just like being in that independence that is like, what's my truest thing, you know? So, like, some days that might be really going and communing with the waters or a tree, and other days it's like, I need to get freaky with, like, my human neuroses, or like I need to spend all day on the computer, and like that's really me fulfilling my nature. And so, you know, whatever that is, I think like a good maybe inquiry or play point for this week is like, where do I just feel supernatural? Where do I feel like that sensitivity and intelligence awake? And how do I feed that? And then also, where are my senses blocked or obscured? Like, where is my nature distorted? And how do I send loving awareness to that place?
That's a wonderful inquiry. And I invite you all to really journey with that. And thank you again for saying that when we find ourselves doing what we love and in the stream of what we love, that is us in our nature. One with nature and in our true nature.
Well said.
Yeah, you said it. So I just would love, Heather is one of my favorite writers and poets, and she's writing an incredible piece right now. And I wonder, you were saying how with this work of art, the Navaka, that there was a character that was the embodiment of 19. Could you describe that character?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Pagli, which actually means crazy girl in Hindu, which I discovered after I named the character. Pagli refers to herself as her mother's last daughter, like Gaia's last daughter. And the idea is that she is a presence from the other side who makes herself known at times of great change. And she comes not to make change, but she comes in devotion to the changes that are already in motion. And it's like she carries that heart, that force of love that purely by being who she is, opens senses between different natures, between one species and another, between the elemental kingdoms and their organic expressions as humans. She opens natures to communicate in ways that they couldn't before. So, most of the old cultures and old stories we come from have references to times and places where contracts were made between humans and different four-leggeds and winged ones and swimming ones and waters and mountains, and we know this is so much a part of the 19th key. And so Pagli's she's like the library of those agreements from the past, and she's also like the blank page of opening the book of possibility of these new contracts that we're making right now. And so she's really just love in the face of the unknown.
Wow, that says it so well. Pagli.
May
we all be an embodiment of Pagli. Find the Pagli within. And thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Thank you.
You really illuminated this key in a way that I didn't have lenses for. We love everyone's perspective, and you just colored that so beautifully. And yeah, and if you're curious about that play, it was called Unio Mystica, where Theo and I fell in love and worked through our codependence to independence so we could actually be interdependent. 19th Jinki, everyone. Enjoy your blessed week, and we'll see you next week.